welcome to another episode of Anékdota. I am Angeles and this is Aida.
Mm.
Welcome, Aida.
Thank you. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you. Thank you for asking. I feel very happy and
Good.
ready for today's conversation. I think it's a really cool topic that we're going to be addressing today. Um, More than cool, I want to say interesting, but I always say interesting because all of our topics are interesting.
Okay.
It's something that we haven't touched, I feel, and I feel ready to talk about this subject because in my own personal journey, I'm going through this, right? So, do you want to share with our audience what is today's topic?
Sure, sure, sure. Thank you so much. And thanks for bringing this topic to the table. And this week's topic is love in consciousness. So, where do you want to start, Angeles? What is what is love to you, and what is consciousness, and what does love in consciousness?
So many questions. Am I getting interviewed today again?
It's always an interview, so
Um, what is love? I think love is a very wonderful thing, a wonderful feeling, I should say, to to have, I think it's amazing when you're in love. Um, and it's just one of those feelings that you can tell when someone is in love, and it's so beautiful when you're experiencing that. Um, but I think it's even more beautiful when it's a love in consciousness, meaning, I'm being aware of what I truly want to give and what I want to receive, what are my limits, and if I'm really ready to give what I want to receive. Because for me now, it has been this kind of understanding, okay, what do I want? But am I being that person for that other person? Am I, if I'm asking for all of this, am I giving all of this as well?
that's what I was gonna say. Okay, so you mean like, okay, so I have this list, but do I have all these items on my list that that I'm asking for? Am I ready to give that as well, to offer that as well? So I think that's a great point.
Yes, yes, because we only receive what we give, right? So I think also in love is like that. Am I really ready for a serious relationship? Do I really want to love this person every day? Am I choosing this person every day? Because one of the things that I've realized so far is like, yeah, there's always going to be someone prettier than me, smarter than me. Um, that has other qualities that I may not have, but I am at peace because I know that person is choosing me every day. Um, and and that person can also be at peace because he knows, that I make the decisions, the conscious decision to choose him every single day. Um, and for me, that's just how love should be, like I choose to be and to love you and to support you every single day. Um, and I think that's a beautiful feeling, and it's just beautiful when you get to find someone who you're in love with.
That's willing to choose you as well every day. And what does that choosing entail?
Well, as I mentioned, choosing to be present, to share my time, to even make adjustments in myself to be every day a better partner to this person. Um, and choose to fall in love with him every single day.
Oh, that's so cute. And that's really cute. And I think it implies a lot of commitment. That, I mean, I don't know, we were just talking to another friend earlier today, and she mentioned something that kind of stuck with me. It's like, well, right now, not a lot of people are willing to commit to a relationship. Or even, and I don't see committing into a relationship, but just committing to the other person, but making a commitment with myself. I'm committing myself into giving it my all, into, walking with this person for however long, we would walk together. And it's also, assuming that commitment, I'm assuming that responsibility. And in order for me to open up myself to someone else, I would love someone to have that commitment first to themselves and then to their relationship, not to me, but to their relationship.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that that would be beautiful.
Yeah. And I think that's the reason why I haven't jumped into a relationship, because, well, first of all, I wanted to give myself some time to be alone. At first, I said 6 months, and then after the 6 months, I was like, well, maybe I want to do another 6 months. And in November, there's going to be another 6 months, which is will be a year of me being alone, understanding myself, understanding my limits, understanding what I want to give, what I want to receive, and also what are my non-negotiables, you know. I want to enter a relationship being more conscious about who I am and what I can give. And when do I know how to identify any red flags? Because I do think, and I think we have talked about this before as well, there is red flags, but because we're so in love at that moment, it's like we let that feeling take over and we ignore those red flags, And
Just let them fly. Hmm.
yes,
Hmm.
be aware of those. Don't just go for it just because you're having this feeling of, oh, I'm so in love with him. He's so handsome. He's so smart. He's this, and that. It's like, no, I yes, I might have this feeling, but I'm not going to jump into something just because I have those feelings. I want to see if there's any red flags. And if there is, identify those red flags and say, okay, like, am I really willing to go into a relationship with this person who is showing me all these things? And I also think, how honest is this person being? Is he just acting like this because he's around me? Or is he truly like that? And because I'm very honest, like I can't play another part of me because I'm like, hey, this is how I am in a relationship. Um, I am a woman that has a very strong personality and very confident of myself and things like that. So it's really hard for me to fake who I am in a relationship or entering a relationship. I'd rather be super honest and super transparent about who I am. So that person can, say, okay, this is a woman that has a very strong personality or she's very confident and things like that. Am I really wanting to go into a relationship with someone like this, or am I gonna stop myself there because maybe I'm not ready for that? And I rather know, like I rather see the reality of the person rather than let my feelings um take over me, because I feel like eventually, love goes away. That year, that you're still in love, it goes away eventually, right? And at the end of the day, it's like, where do I am I choosing to stay with this person even though I don't have that rush that we were talking about earlier, that feeling of love and wanting to be with this person? Am I still choosing after that rush is gone to be with him and to be 100% there? Meaning wanting to be there for him in every aspect, celebrate all of his achievements, but also be there when there's no achievements and there's
Okay.
those hard times. Um, And at least for me, it's like it's different because I have children. I want someone who's also, has that consciousness of, okay, I'm we're gonna form a family. It's not just, although my kids are, I'm almost done. My daughter in 2 years, she's going to college, and my son in like 4 years. I'm almost done, but it's still, when we get to be together, do I am I with someone who really cares about those moments of family moments of achievements as a family, as celebrate each other, be there for each other. Um so I think about all of those things, and what am I, if that person comes with kids, what am I willing to give for that person's kids? Am I going to be a good stepmom? How am I going to handle that relationship? What do I want also my partner to not to act, but to prioritize our time, and when to have family time, when to have those times with his children, with my children, or if there's no children, making sure that that person doesn't want children because I don't want any more children, and that's like a big commitment, especially for someone who has no children, like
Right.
don't want any children. So are you sure you want to go into a relationship with me, knowing that I'm never gonna have children again?
Hmm. I think you touched on something that I think it's really important about red flags, right? And you mention it in a way that, okay, we're seeing the red flag on the other person. How about identifying our own red flags? And I think that I would start from that point, just okay, what would be like if I'm looking at myself from the outside, what would be a red flag to someone else?
I think in my case, it will be being controlling of my partner because because of my personality, because I have a very strong personality. Sometimes I have realized that I want to talk to my partner as if my partner is my kid.
Children.
And it's like, no, he's not my child, right? So understanding, having that, okay, I'm not going to cross this line. I'm not going to talk to my partner in this way because my partner is not my child. He's my partner. So that's a red flag for me. Like, when am I acting like a mom to my child, to my partner, instead of a wife or partner, a girlfriend, whatever?
Hmm.
That's one of my red flags, like identifying when am I crossing that.
Right. And that was my point. To before me starting to identify those red flags in someone else, identify them in myself so I can start working on them.
Mhm.
By me addressing those with myself, within myself, and getting to the root of where is this coming from, what triggers it, da 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 da. I think that gives me a lot of homework before I go out and find someone else. Be-
Yeah.
because if we go back to the exterior being a reflection of the interior, then
Mhm.
if I work on those red flags, then guess what I'm going to attract?
Right.
Someone who does not have those red flags that I am already working on myself.
Mhm.
And then, I mean, we can look out for all the, and not look out, but just start identifying some other red flags on the outside that can give us some homework to look in within and see if we have those.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for me is that one, and also learning how to speak to my partner as a partner, not as a child. Like, those are, like, for me, I know that those are the things that, two red flags that I know I need to work on, that I plan not to do on my next relationship. Like, I don't want to be nobody's mom. I just want to be a partner, and I don't want to talk to anybody as if they're one of my childs or one of my children. I want to talk to my partner with respect, um, and love him and just be more attentive, not forgetting birthdays or anniversaries or things that I used to do. And it was just kind of, be more loving because I tend to be very cold. Um, be more caring, more loving, more loving in a physical aspect, like showing more emotion, more love. Like all of those things that I'm very aware now that have not worked in the past. And now I know that when I enter a new relationship, it's gonna be for me, I want to be more loving with my partner, more understanding. I want to have more clear communication. I want to to give my 100% to this person, but it has to be the right person also.
Well, yeah. But I think, I don't know, I would like to give the, I'd like to emphasize the importance of self-work, of self-awareness before even considering
Yes.
entering into a relationship, right? Why? Because I mean, going back to that same thing that we touch on every single episode, I think, that is, it's like, how much do I know myself?
Yeah. And how much do I know that did not, how much have I realized that I have done in the past that has not worked?
That too. I mean, that's a lot because I think, okay, so we have this list per se
Mhm.
of things like, okay, I know myself? Do I know how I feel? Do I know how I love? How do I express my love? How do I express my affection? How do I express my frustration? How am I communicating? Am I communicating verbally? Am I communicating physically? Just my facial expressions. The more you know yourself, the more I think, the more I know myself. I know how I would like to enter into a relationship fully understanding, not fully, but for the most part, understanding myself so that I'm not giving the wrong messages.
Right.
And that if someone is like, okay, well, what do you mean by this? Oh, okay, this is what I mean, or either you're making that face again. It's like, okay, well, I'm doing it again. Let me go back. I know which face you're talking about. I know what look you're talking about. I know what you mean. Instead of like, what do you mean what face? Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? So I think first work on ourselves, the versions of ourselves, like in past relationships. Okay, go back and it's like, okay, how did I behave? How did I interact with my partner? What things that I liked, why things I didn't like you said, and start identifying those things that need to work on, that I need to work on because I want the next relationship to really work.
Hmm. And what are those things that trigger me as well? Because I know, for example, in my case, I know already what triggers me. Like I mentioned on the last episode, if my partner is over there being super, um, you know, super flirty and is trying to push me to the limit, to my limits to see how confident I am of myself, I already know that if I see someone playing that game with me, it's gonna trigger the bitch out of me. And it's like, do I really want to go into a relationship where this person is going to trigger me constantly to see, like that's one of the things that I learned from my past relationship that I'm like, no, I don't want to enter into those little games anymore.
Exactly. Or in my case, just what we were talking about before we started recording, that whole like the rabbit and the cat, or what is it? How's it called?
The cat and the mouse.
The cat, the rabbit and the except that one. It's like a huge turnoff. For
Yes.
me, it's like, dude, yeah, no.
Yeah.
No,
That's
and some people get a rush out of it, and that's fine. I mean, if that's your thing, that's cool. To me, it's like, no, thank you.
yeah.
Because we're not, we're not cats. We're
Yeah.
not
And I
toys.
want something, and I want everything clear. Tell me exactly what you want.
Yeah, I mean, no.
Yes. Yes, totally. No, I totally agree because it's kind of frustrating when someone's constantly sending you messages, but it's not completely clear. And you're just like, what are we playing here? Like, just say it, right? You like me or I like you, I would tell you. Or if you like me, just tell me, but tell me, be clear. Don't just uh, stop playing this game of not understanding. Like, I don't understand what you want. Like, just tell me straight up. Yeah, that's kind of frustrating, um, at least for me too. Uh, and I
Mm,
think it's a lot of like we were just talking about, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of waste of time, a lot of waste of energy. And then what happens, like, why can't you tell me straight up? And for me, it's like you can't tell me straight up because you're so accustomed to those games that taking something seriously is too much for you. So then I don't need to talk to you.
okay.
That's just how I'm starting to see it, like right now I'm like as I'm talking to you, I'm realizing this like,
Hmm.
okay, mm, maybe then I'm not that serious to you if you can't tell me straight up.
Yep. And the way I see it, it's like the whole like a prey thing, it's like I'm gonna leave this little crumb here, I'm gonna leave this other little crumb, and I'm just gonna wait until, you get here so I can trap you. It's like, really?
Yes.
No, thank you.
Yes.
And
How how do you feel about love?
how do I feel about love? I love love. I give out a lot of love. I'm not looking for a partner, honestly. I've been married, I've lived with someone, but I'm fine on my own right now. I mean, maybe tomorrow I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm ready to find a partner. Right now, it's not that I'm not ready. I'm just not, it's not my thing right now because I'm enjoying myself and my time, and I'm fine.
And I think that's the one thing that happens because I have analyzed that too. And it's like, if it's not someone who's gonna add to my peace, to my happiness, um to my tranquility, I don't want that person in my life. And
Mhm.
I feel that now, I think the older that we get is like, if it's not gonna bring me joy, and if I'm not gonna, if I don't trust this person enough, if I don't feel that peace that I feel when I'm alone, then I'd rather not even go into it, right? I feel that, and that the older we get, the more we get attached to our peace, to us being in a space where I don't have to worry about nothing. So I'd rather be at peace than in a relationship that is going to bring me all this trauma.
Mhm.
I see it like that, that we both have felt like that. Like we rather
Yeah.
enter a relationship, if it's not going to expand that happiness, that joy, and that peace.
Yeah, and especially if it starts out with those stupid little games, and it's like, oh, dude, no, sorry, not my thing. And if that's the way things are done right now, then I'm not interested, right? And like I said, it's not that I'm not open, I'm just not out looking for it. If
Mhm.
someone comes on I mean, crosses my path and, things are cool, fine. But I'm not looking for anything.
Have you ever looked for a relationship?
Have I ever?
Yeah. Like,
What do
have
you
you
mean?
ever been like, oh, I'm gonna go and I want to be open? There's some people who are
Oh,
like,
that, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
for a
No.
partner.
No, that I'm like, that's why I'm like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, no. Now that I think about it, no,
No, me neither. And
no.
that's one of the things that I was I've talked to you and I've talked to my therapist and like I've never asked anybody to date me. I've never told anybody that I like that person. I've never been that person that who initiates the conversation or anything. I have always they have just always come and it just happens. Um, but I've never been the person who's out there looking for a relationship.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, you got me thinking. I'm like, nope. No, 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 because I don't know. I mean, I've always been like outgoing and stuff like that, and I haven't really, to be honest, and I don't know if this might sound weird. Um, like I've never been like, oh, it's like, oh, I want to have someone, not even when I was little. Like, oh, I want to have someone, I want to be married, have a family. It's never been my thing. And, the few times that because I mean, I haven't had that many relationships, like, like real relationships. And the few times that have happened have been like completely organical, nothing, not forced anything, or yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I think to me, I have come to accept that my normal is perhaps being on my own, and I'm okay with that. And that causes a lot of noise in a lot of people's head because they can't get it. It's like, no, you're just fooling yourself. Everybody needs someone. It's like, okay, well, maybe I might be that weird. I might be fooling myself if that's what you want to believe, but I'm fine the way I am. And like I said, I might change my mind tomorrow, but right now at this time, I'm fine
Yeah.
being on my own.
We all have our own, like I said, I will open myself to a relationship in November after I have, a year of being single and stuff like that. But it will come when it comes. Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna go and look for it. If it happens, it happens. Good. If not, whenever it happens. But at the end of the day, I know I'd rather be alone than be with someone who's not gonna add to my peace and my happiness. That's one of my main things. Like, do not, don't even think about coming and talking to me if you're not gonna, you know, add to my happiness. If you're gonna bring me worriness or trouble, I don't. I don't even want to.
Anxiety or things
Yeah,
like that. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. No, I don't even want to give it a try. But if you're 100% sure that, you can handle a woman like me and that you're gonna add to my happiness and you can build something good with me, then yeah. um but I think it's very valid to want to be alone rather than with someone who brings you headaches. I don't want that or drama, like I remember my previous relationship. We lived a lot of beautiful things, but we also lived a lot of freaking drama. And it wasn't even my drama. It was like the other person's ex-partner's drama. And it's like, I don't want that shit. Like, no, stay away from me if that's the case. Um,
and also like once you identify those things, because those things, pop up during their relationship.
yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, now that I'm seeing this, why not bring it up to the table and say, okay, we need to talk about this. Let's renegotiate. This is a non-negotiable item now,
Yes.
and just keep doing that because it's a lot of work being in a relationship, any relationship. But, like a partner, like a live life partner relationship, it's even harder. And like you said, I mean, it's like a daily commitment, a daily option, that we choose to take on and say, okay, I'm willing to give it my all today.
Yes.
and then do it all over again tomorrow. But
Yeah.
to do it from, I mean, out of love, first to ourselves and then to the other person.
Yes.
I think that's how I see it.
Totally. Totally. I agree with you. But I think it's very important to first understand ourselves, become aware of who we are, what we want, what are those non-negotiables, um, what is going on in our life. I feel that also until you feel very happy where you're at is when true love comes. Um, and for me, that was very important. First, I want to stay with myself. I want to feel happy of who I am, who I'm becoming, and where I'm at in life. And then I would think about entering a relationship. And right now, I do truly feel very happy of where I'm at. I feel very proud of myself. I feel very happy and at peace, and I'm enjoying my time with my children. I'm enjoying my time here at the podcast. I'm enjoying my time at every single stage, in every single part of the day. I enjoy when I'm doing my work with my company, with my clients, when I'm recording, when I'm doing my study groups. I enjoy my life in every single aspect right now. And I feel very happy and very at peace, and I don't want anybody disturbing that. And if that's gonna be the case, then don't enter my life. I'd rather be alone.
You're mentioning a very important point here, and that is that you're not looking for someone to come make you happy.
Correct.
And I think that's super important to highlight. Why? Because we can't leave that responsibility to someone else.
No. No.
That's our own responsibility. And then once we are at peace with ourselves, once we are okay with who we are, with what we have created at this time, then it's like, okay, then, okay, I'm ready to share this with someone else.
Yes. Yes.
Not to make it better, but to live it with me side by side, to experience it with me side by side.
Oh, yes.
That's how I see it, you know. So if I'm opening up myself to a relationship, I'd like someone who's like that, who is already happy with who they are, with what they've achieved, what they're doing, that they enjoy what they're doing, things like that. And then it's like, okay, yeah, you know what? Let's be happy together. But
Yeah.
your own happiness and share by sharing our own happiness, not
Yes.
expecting the other person to make me happy or me make the other person happy.
No.
Because I know
No.
it looks like that.
No. No one can make us happy. It's our own
But
responsibility.
there's a big misconception about that because that's what society tells us since day one, right? That you need to have a partner in order for you to be complete, in order for you to be fully happy. It's like, no, how about you feel happy on your own and then have someone else to walk alongside with you?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, well, I have learned because that was not I'm going to be very clear about this. Has happened in the last year and a half of therapy and everything, that I have encountered this whole year and a half. Um, because I didn't used to think like this. Before it was like I was expecting my ex-partner to make me happy, and it's like it wasn't his responsibility. It was me who needed to find my own happiness and share my happiness with him and both being happy. But of course, there it was a whole different story where both I feel teaching each other these things. We were that, and I think that was the whole point of our relationship. We were teaching each other these things, and it was beautiful for what we experienced. And now that I'm alone, and now that I feel complete and I feel happy on my own, I have learned to be happy being alone, being um you know, being that mom, being that entrepreneur, being this creator, I've learned to enjoy every single stage. And now I'm like, okay, like now if someone alone comes, also him being complete, happy and ready to commit to someone, to to someone and to a relationship, um, good, you know? Like and it's a whole process of becoming complete and happy on your own. It doesn't happen from one day to another. Um, and I still think I have a lot of things to work on because specifically love is one of the subjects that I try to stay away in therapy.
Well,
So
maybe this will open up that, that conversation to start working on it. And if you're, giving yourself the opportunity to like, okay, I might be open, like to start a new relationship, but I want to go in full consciousness of who I am, of what I want on my next partner, and what I'm willing to give into this new relationship. Thank
yeah.
you, Angeles, for sharing. What would be this week's invite? I'm gonna throw it up to you this time.
And that invite is to go within and analyze what has worked and what has not. What can we either change, let go, or even modify? You know, there's some things, some aspects within ourselves that maybe we don't need to change or disregard completely. Maybe there are just some things that we need to adjust for it to work. So that will be that invite to go within and analyze all of those things that what can you keep from that previous relationships, what has worked and anything that has not, analyze if there should be any adjustments or if there should be disregard in what new version of yourself, talking about this in particular, what is this new version that you want to build when it comes to love? What are those, for example, in my case, which is being more lovable with my partner, um, being more attentive. Those are things that I want to implement in my new relationship, and I want to. That's something that I have not tried, and I want to try in this new relationship.
Yeah, good, good, good. Well, my invite is I don't know. I mean, I'd like to invite you guys to do a list of what that perfect partner
Mm.
looks like, what that the qualities that perfect partner has. And once you have that list, start identifying those that you have and that you don't have.
Mhm.
Why? Because if I'm asking for someone who is fit, who is wealthy, who is loving, who is caring, who's willing to drop everything and come to me at, a snap of my fingers and stuff like that, then am I willing to give that to that other person? Am I that perfect looking person that I'm asking for?
I
And that's brutal. That's a brutal exercise. And that I think gives us a lot of clarity of what, how fair we are being when asking for something in a partner
Mhm.
relationship. So
I
that's my invite. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I mean, I see a lot of friends like, oh yeah, I want someone like this, like that, like that. Well, do you have any of those qualities? No. That's why I want them. It's like, yeah, I don't think it works like that. I mean, I'm not an expert in relationships. But I mean, I would think that if that's what you're asking for, that you have those qualities in you and that you are willing to give that to your partner.
exactly. Yes.
So that's my invite, you guys.
I love it.
You're like you're starting to pull out your list, your piece of paper, and start working on it.
Mona.
So, well, thanks so much, Angeles, for sharing this episode with me
Thank you
again.
for the interview.
You're welcome. Any minute. anytime. And thank you guys for watching. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and all that stuff. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
Thank you.